Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all their reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements and top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Just working with our company, you're going to get to work with a lot of bright individuals.
Everyone is open and ready to help you, and definitely big on advocating for making sure that you succeed and reach your potential.
Everyone's goal is the same, to make the best products that we can for our clients and make sure that it is everything and more that it could be.
What's kept me here? Our culture. We're genuinely a very great group of people. Everyone's just always willing to lend a hand.
When I have a suggestion or a concern and I voice it, leadership actually hears me.
As a consultancy, every person has a role and has something to bring to the table. There's just a lot of opportunities here if you're up for the challenge.
Jump on board, be part of the fun ride, because we're going places.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight, that's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Oh, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome to a snowy Indianapolis, Indiana. As today on IndianaSRN, it's girls high school basketball, the Sheridan Blackhawks, and the Covenant Christian Warriors. William McDermott alongside Tony Donahue. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer since 1955. Passion to care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. Boilermaker Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Wheeler Mission, for over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar of the Indianapolis community. Burtner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. Morales Group, we're in business to create a better future for you and your family. The IndianaSRN sports page. Follow the sports page every day with updates It's news from coast to coast. Log on at IndianaSRN.org and click on the tab. Piper Logistics, your trusted logistics partners since 1994. Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else? A large selection of food made from scratch and fairly priced. And finally, Highway Safety Services. Highway Safety Services Incorporated, an MBE/DBE company, has over 60 years combined experience in traffic control and pavement markings in Indiana. William McDermott and Tony Donahue, the Sheridan Blackhawks, and the Covenant Christian Warriors. Tony, Covenant Christian at 5-0, off to one of its best starts in school history.
Yeah, best start in school history, best start since the 2017-2018 season, which they went on to win 23 games. And look, they're scoring 55 points per contest. You like that. Some things I want to look for tonight. They're averaging 20 steals, which is great, but 18 turnovers kind of nullifies those 20 steals. So you want to set your pace here early. You're home. It's early season. As you mentioned, we have mid-season weather outside, but luckily warm indoors here. But, yeah, great team. Covenant Christian obviously has some senior leaders, but they are getting a lot of great minutes here early in the season from their younger classmen as well.
Yeah, Covenant Christian also is rebounding the ball very well early on this season. Over 31 rebounds a game, 14 of them a game come on the offensive glass. Covenant Christian 5-0 on the season. They're coming off a win over Indianapolis Lutheran. They won that game 64-18 on the 16th. And Milan Lloyd Dawson has been a player who's really stepped up this season for the Warriors. 11.3 points a game and 7.3 rebounds on 64% shooting for the senior forward.
Yeah, and the other night she had 23 points in that win, 79% from the floor. And as you mentioned, this turnaround starting off 5-0. They were just 8-17. And the players playing tonight, whether you're a sophomore or a senior, they haven't seen a winning record. They're well on their way with this great 5-0 start. And they get it done from a lot of different angles. You've got your top two scorers, as you mentioned, in Armstrong as well as Lloyd Dawson. But Rademacher, Emmy Flatt, the daughter of the boys basketball head coach, steps up as well. And then Avery Reichert, 4 points, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 3 rebounds. She's that battery that keeps this team going. She brings the energy, and she'll do it all, whether she needs to score, set screens, grab rebounds. She's somebody we're going to call her name tonight. That's Avery Reichert at number 10.
Covenant Christian is 3-3 versus Sheridan since 2019, and Covenant Christian's season was ended by Sheridan last February. So a bit more in it for the Warriors tonight. And we mentioned how they're off to one of their best starts in school history at 5-0. For Sheridan on their side, 2-1 coming into the matchup on the season. They finished last year with a record of 20-6, and they were 8-3 on the road. They last played on Tuesday and lost. It was the first home loss of the season for Sheridan, and the closest loss that they've had since, I believe, back in last season in January. They lost to Brebeuf 54-51. They did end up scoring 20 points in that fourth quarter to make it kind of a contest. And this Sheridan team, not as deep as Covenant Christian, but they do have one of the better players in the Indianapolis area in Kenzie Garner.
Yeah, and battling with a 4A rebuff opponent coming back in that fourth quarter to make it just a 3-point contest in which Garner had 30 points in that loss. But, you know, this is a team that also averages 15 turnovers as well. They average 48 points per, and as you mentioned, Kenzie Gardner, one of the best players around, 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 steals. She shoots 61% from the field, so she gets high percentage looks off the ball screen. She gets going towards the basket, going downhill. That kind of opens up their offense. I think we're going to see a tightly contested game here tonight.
She's going to be playing basketball at Ferris State in college as 6'1" senior point guard. Last season was 16th in the state in scoring and was second at the 2A level. So it'll be a fun matchup between Covenant Christian and the Sheridan Blackhawks. William McDermott and Tony Donahue, girls high school basketball on IndianaSRN. Tip-off coming.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Back at Covenant Christian High School, Indianapolis, Indiana. William McDermott and Tony Donahue as the Sheridan Blackhawks on the road taking on the Warriors. Sheridan coming in at 2-1 on the season. Covenant Christian undefeated 5-0. Tony, what are some keys for this game, and in particular for Covenant Christian trying to go 6-0 early in the season?
Yeah, I think control your emotions. This is a team that you're probably going to see later on in the season, more so in the tournament. This is a team that you played last year, matched up pretty well with, but couldn't quite get it done. I think if you're Covenant Christian, eliminate those turnovers. 18 turnovers per contest, that's going to lead to a lot of different opportunities for Sheridan, and attack the offensive glass. Get those second chance points opportunities if you're Covenant Christian. On the defensive side of the basketball, you're going to have to try to keep Kenzie Gardner in a box. You're going to have to double her. You're going to have to communicate off of screens. You're going to have to step up and help. So communication is going to be key to keep Kenzie Gardner under 20 points, I think is a key here tonight. And then also don't allow Sheridan to get to the offensive glass. Don't allow those second chance opportunities. Get out in transition and run with the basketball.
Sheridan opened their season with back-to-back wins followed by a loss, and Covenant Christian at 5-0. Teams on the floor, they're doing starting lineups, and tip-off is coming. Girls high school basketball on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We're not here to just sell you another piece of software and then move on. We're here to manage that whole life cycle of not only helping you procure the licensing, but then how do you manage and monitor those licenses over time.
Collaboration is very key when working with our clients. We are very much a partnering organization, so we definitely work as a team from a sales, marketing, and delivery organization, along with our partner ecosystem to help deliver best-of-breed solutions for our partners and customers.
Partners that sell IBM licensing a lot of times are very transactional oriented, and we're here to build relationships with customers, which I think is unique.
The Sheridan Blackhawks starting lineup getting announced here. Teams getting ready to go at Covenant Christian High School as the Sheridan Blackhawks at 2-1 come in to take on the unbeaten 5-0 Covenant Christian Warriors. William McDermott and Tony Donahue here on IndianaSRN in a pre-Thanksgiving snowy downtown Indianapolis.
Yeah, and, you know, going back to my high school days, I just remember going into Thanksgiving, you weren't the same team you were going to be coming out of Thanksgiving. And then in December, you're obviously a different team. In January, you're a little bit better. Than February, you're setting yourself up. So I think tonight is just really establishing what kind of tempo you want to play if you're Covenant Christian. Do you want to get up and down and try to make this a track meet, or do you want to slow things down and get into your offensive set while getting quality looks? The more time the basketball's in the possession of Covenant Christian tonight, the less time it's going to be in the hands of Kenzie Gardner, who is averaging 22 points a game for Sheridan. So I think if you slow down the tempo tonight, if you're Covenant, and you allow yourself to get into your offensive sets, you'll have a better opportunity of pulling off your 6th straight victory to start the season. Obviously, their best start that they have had, and they're certainly their best start since the 2017-2018 season. But I think slowing down the tempo a little bit for Covenant, not turning over the basketball and keeping it out of the hands of Kenzie Gardner is going to be an early key here for the Warriors.
This group of seniors at Covenant Christian has never experienced a 10-win season, and this Covenant Christian team or school, they haven't finished the season with a winning record since before the pandemic, that 2019-2020 season. So a lot in it for this Warrior squad that's already halfway there at 5-0 to that 10-win mark. And you know, the season last year they finished 8-17, but towards the end of that year they started to see significant growth and progress.
Yeah, and they really had to buy in this summer, and they really had to say, hey, we want to commit to this, especially for our senior-laden class and our senior girls that are going to be our leaders this year. And look, they've played good competition this year with Park Tudor. That 2-point win, they beat Ritter, they beat North Putnam, Shortridge, and Lutheran, as you already mentioned. But we'll see here tonight. Mariah Armstrong needs to get going as well. She averages 12 points, 5 rebounds, just a sophomore. Getting those numbers as a sophomore is always good. But there's just a lot of players on this team for Covenant Christian that do the fundamental things, get the extra rebounds. Some of those things that aren't going to show up in a scorebook, they tend to do well. So we'll see here as Covenant Christian comes out in their white home uniforms, Sheridan with their black road uniforms as we get this one tipped off here on IndianaSRN.
So it's Kenzie Garner and Mariah Armstrong at the center circle for the opening tip. It's batted around, and Sheridan will start with the basketball.
And I think Sheridan wants to play physical basketball. They have a little bit of a size advantage, as you can see here, and then coming out early in their offensive set. Take your time, slow things down. But Covenant's going to be aggressive. You got to get in those passing lanes, get those hands out, get deflections, and most importantly, rebound on the defensive side of the basketball.
Pass inside, deflected. That was Rodemaker with the deflection for the Warriors up ahead.
And they will shoot the 3. Covenant Christian does like to shoot the 3 if they get in a transition. Just a little bit of a miscommunication here with the first turnover of the game. Thought she was going to pop out. She went low, did Reichert trying to get that backdoor cut out of bounds. So both teams starting this game with turnovers on their first possessions.
Yeah, you said it on the pregame, Tony. Turnovers have been one of the problems for this Covenant Christian team this year, over 18 a game. And on the other hand, Sheridan, 15 turnovers a game.
Yeah, so you're a minute into this one. It seems like Sheridan's content with slowing the pace down, trying to get good looks downhill towards the basket. I think we're going to have a travel.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. That was Cecilia Timmy on the far side there who traveled. Timmy, one of the forwards for this Blackhawks squad, averaging 9.7 points coming in.
Yeah, and Reichert will have the basketball in her hand a lot. Look for those high screen, ball screens, backdoor cuts like we just saw there. But you got to have a little bit more crisp and a little bit more aggressive on that pass. That pass seemed to float too far in the air, and by the time they got there, it was out of bounds. So 2 straight possessions, 2 turnovers for both teams.
Yeah, Reichert leads Covenant Christian in assists with averaging 4 a game. Another turnover on the inbounds. It was picked up by Rodemaker, and then another turnover as Sheridan takes over.
Yeah, sloppy basketball here to start this one. You got to settle in, get your set going, and get a good look. That's what Sheridan did right there. Just couldn't quite get it to go, but a great job defensively by Hoffman grabbing the rebound, and she's quick. She'll get in the transition quickly. You got to get back if you're going to be Sheridan on the defensive end.
Mariah Armstrong here. Rodemaker lost it underneath. A good defensive play by Sheridan, and looks like we have a timeout called, as that was Sadie Timmy on the floor hustling for the basketball and calling a timeout. So sloppy play here early.
Yeah, 30-second timeout. I like this for 2 different reasons. One, you keep possession off of the third turnover by Covenant Christian, but also you kind of say, hey, let's settle in here. You know, we're almost 2 minutes into this game. Covenant hasn't even got a shot off. And the shot to Sheridan got was a good look. They missed that. So just kind of settle down a little bit. It's too sporadic on both ends. Get it across the timeline and slow things down.
Jalen Bradshaw, the head coach for Sheridan, and she was a little bit nervous about how her team was going to respond. They started the season with back-to-back games on back-to-back nights. They won them both and was really proud of the team and how they were able to get through the start of the season. The Sheridan team, a lot of expectations, some pressure here out of the timeout from the Warriors.
Yeah, 3 turnovers each here to start this first 2 minutes of this first quarter. I think if you're Sheridan, you want to get a good look, get that down screen, and you see here taking over. Nice block down low, but right back to, and that's, again, Kenzie Gardner. She's going to attack the basket. There was great help there by Covenant, double teaming, getting a hand in the passing lane, and once again, Reichert in there for the deflection and mark another turnover for Sheridan. It's 4-3 in favor of Sheridan in the turnover department here early.
So Reichert will slow things down after the Kenzie Garner turnover. Covenant Christian has it. Hoffman, Armstrong. They look for Armstrong underneath, turns around, and can't finish.
Yeah, I like the look there, though. You get the down screen going. Spinning the other way was Armstrong. Should have probably went up strong with that, just off the backboard. No good. And then here on the other side, when you have your hands up, it does look like a foul, but when you start slapping for the basketball, you're going to get called for a foul every time. So Sheridan will go to the line here for the first time with Timmy trying to get on the board.
Timmy 4 of 12 from the charity stripe this season, and averaging 9.7 points, 2.3 rebounds, just over 3 assists. So opportunity for points here, can't convert on the first.
Yeah, this is Timmy, who averages 9 points a game, shoots 55% from the field. Nice
Garner,
offensive rebound there by Gardner to go back up with it. So once we talked about this in the outset, you got to be able to rebound, and then there off the missed free throw, offensive rebound, the aggressiveness that we're going to see out of Gardner and Timmy and some of these other players for Sheridan. They're going to attack that offensive glass. There they get their first offensive rebound of the first quarter.
Yeah, Garner over 1,000 career points on the season, and she starts the scoring off here 2.5 minutes in with a free throw.
Yeah, and again, just a great second chance opportunity there, grabbing the rebound, not even thinking about it, doesn't hesitate, goes right to the rack, gets fouled, and earns herself a trip to the line where she converts on both.
On top of her 30 points in the loss to Brebeuf, she did add 4 blocks, 12 rebounds, and shot over 50% from the field. And she's a scorer leading Sheridan to a 2-0 lead here early.
Yeah, we need to see some screens set here by Covenant Christian. Get some switches defensively. They're obviously a little bit undersized when it comes to Sheridan. So some of these screens, these down screens, to get to make Sheridan have to switch, as we saw right there. Great opportunity play.
Armstrong misses the layup, though.
Yeah, that's
the second one that she's had at the rim, and she hasn't been able to connect.
Yeah, you're getting good looks. You're getting those down screens. You're getting those back screens. But, you give Mariah Armstrong those back twice, she's going to make them 2 more times. So I think they'll keep – they've obviously found something down there. You just have to finish it easy off the glass.
Brielle Garner is now in. She's going to be inbounding, the sophomore. Has played some solid minutes for the Blackhawks this season. Timmy way away from the basket. Inside to Garner, couldn't handle it, another turnover.
Yeah, that's 5 here early. And we saw the positioning there by Gardner. She had the size mismatch, just couldn't quite get the pass down there to her. So 5 Sheridan turnovers to start this one, 4 Covenant Christian turnovers.
Armstrong drives right side this time.
Just slow moving here. The Covenant, there you go, little move there. Got
good hands by Garner. Was able to strip the ball away. Could have been a foul. Trying to take it coast to coast. Gets caught underneath the baseline and threw it off the backboard.
Yeah, I think Kenzie Gardner's at the point now where she kind of just wants to take over this game. I think she sees opportunities to get to the rim going downhill into the paint. There she just throws it off the bottom of the backboard for a turnover.
Covenant's done a pretty good job on her when she gets down there on the baseline. She's had a few turnovers here. This time she strips the ball. Fast break opportunity, fouled.
Yeah, that's her second steal of the quarter. And going hard to the ground there, Mariah Armstrong with the foul, but landed pretty hard So we'll see if she gets herself back up as we'll see the first substitutions of this first quarter halfway through.
Yeah, Lily Armstrong at the scores table for Covenant Christian, and that was Mariah Armstrong who went down. And
yeah, you've got to stay in front of Kenzie Gardner. She's going to try to get down low. And then if you double team her, you got to be ready for that pass to come. So everybody's going to have to switch down. And again, she's going to earn it here from the free throw line. It's her second time in 3 possessions she's earned an opportunity to go to the free throw line to convert.
She's been aggressive early, has turned the ball over a couple times, got to the foul line, as you mentioned, for the first 2 points of the ball game, and now she's got the first 3. But Covenant Christian hasn't been able to get anything going offensively. This is a team coming into the game averaging over 55 points a game. Final free throw rims out, but an offensive rebound and a jumper that's good for Shelby Eaton, who just checked in.
Yeah, and we talked about second chance opportunities. Covenant Christian's going to have to control the boards. That's the second time off of a missed free throw that Sheridan's been able to grab the offensive rebound and turn it into points.
1 and out for Covenant. Garner up ahead. 3 ball from the corner. Cash.
Timeout. I'm getting a timeout here if I'm Covenant Christian.
Sister to sister as Kenzie Garner hits Brielle Garner for the 3, and it's 8-0. Sheridan leads over Covenant Christian. This is girls high school basketball on IndianaSRN.
Piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements, top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com. Get a gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. The guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
So it's an 8-0 lead for the Sheridan Blackhawks, and this 3 from Brielle Garner, sister-to-sister connection, forced a timeout by Dan Nietz, and this is a wide-open game right now as Sheridan has really taken control early. A lot of turnovers for Covenant Christian thus far.
Yeah, it's one thing to get in transition, as we saw there for the bucket, as finally Covenant Christian gets on the board. But you know, going sister to sister, there's a lot of chemistry there, and a nice bounce back here out of the timeout. A great play call for Covenant to get on the board.
Yeah, Hoffman, an easy runner there for a bucket. First 2 points for Covenant Christian. Another 3-pointer, short this time, and a rebound to Milan Lloyd-Dawson.
Yeah, she's the leading scorer, 11 points. 7 rebounds. She comes in off the bench, provides that spark, and it's certainly something that Covenant's going to need here early in this first quarter, trailing by 6.
Garner, pull-up 3. That's deep.
I like it. I like the confidence. You're not going to tell her not to shoot that, but you'd like her to be a little bit closer because then it leads to a bucket in transition.
Yeah, Lloyd-Dawson hustling, getting underneath the basket, and a nice catch for 2 points.
Yeah, Lloyd-Dawson, she gets high percentage looks. There's a reason she shot 75% in the win on Saturday night.
And Reichart hustling for the jump ball. And possession arrow is going to belong to Covenant Christian.
Yeah, nice possession there defensively. A nice little 4-0 spurt here to cut this lead in half for the Covenant Christian Warriors. But you got to keep at it, right? You got to keep getting down towards the rim, get those easy buckets. They had a couple good looks that didn't fall here early in this first quarter. I think you'll see more movement, more play coming out of the box down low.
Maddie Howard is in for the Warriors, along with a few other subs. Here's Reichart. As Lily Armstrong now has it. The bench for Sheridan wanted to travel. And a foul at the top of the key. Garner fighting with Maddie Howard for the ball.
Yeah, you got to protect the basketball. When Kinsey Gardner is going to come up and guard you, she's going to get her hands in the passing lanes. She's going to be aggressive. She already has 3 steals, to go with her point total in this first quarter, where she has 3, and she'll take a little bit of a breather here. 2:17 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, she won't sit much, but she will here at the end of the first for a few minutes. Reichardt into the lane. Reversing the basketball. Drive from Howard, got caught up.
Had Lloyd Dawson down low. Yeah, just too much dribbling going on.
That's Jankowski who turned it over that time, the 5'5" freshman.
Set up your offense, wait for the screens, and you got to find the open girl. When you're double teamed, like we just saw, Lloyd Dawson has the seal out down low. You have to find her for that high percentage look.
It's almost as if the Warriors just picking up their dribble on the perimeter too much. Nice hands, though, by Mariah Armstrong to knock it away. It'll stay with the Blackhawks.
Yeah, we talked about, where you are heading into Thanksgiving compared to what you'll be coming out in December. But on both sides of the basketball, we need to see crisper passes. We need to see more efficient passes. This was what leads to both teams averaging 15-plus turnovers, and another 3 there.
Yeah, it's Nova Cross hitting from the outside, just her second 3 of the season.
Yeah, an 11-4 advantage here, and they'll try to match it right back. You don't want to get into a three-point shooting contest here early if you're Covenant. But, again, you need to settle in, find some good looks. And I think sometimes when you see the opposition knock down threes like we've seen here, it makes you feel like you have to be forced into shooting threes on the offensive side of the basketball. If I'm Sheridan here, I'm going to go as slow as I possibly can. You got a minute 23 on the clock and a 7-point lead on the road. Get it across the timeline, maybe settle in and maybe not go towards the basket unless you have a really good look until about 30 seconds left in this quarter.
Some pressure here from Covenant Christian.
Yeah, I'd make this a possession type of game to end the quarter here.
Timmy, forward, she can handle it a little bit, throws it off the backboard, and a break opportunity for the Warriors. Up ahead, Lloyd Dawson couldn't catch it. Pass was behind her, and another turnover for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's their 5th turnover. And on that one, you get so deep into the post where that pass becomes it becomes a 90% pass to about a 40% pass really quick when you get into the lane there. She should have taken that one up herself.
So more of a full court press, under a minute to go in the first period. Cecilia Timmy being hounded on the perimeter, trying to back her way down into the paint, and it's swatted away. A nice defensive play there.
Yeah.
Emmy Flatt.
Great job there by Flatt. She's a coach's kid. Her dad coaches the boys team. She knows how to be aggressive while staying fundamentally sound. We saw it there at the block.
Nice play on the inbounds, but Timmy can't finish. It's batted around, and the Warriors have it.
I'd probably slow down here if I'm Covenant Christian, get it across the timeline. And we're going to get a timeout here. I like the timeout call. You want to hold for the last possession here. You don't want to give Sheridan another opportunity to put points on the board before we into the first quarter. 30-second timeout here. So turnovers, as we talked about, an opportunity for Covenant here to end on a high note. It's been 4-4 since that last timeout. Let's see what Covenant draws up here after this timeout.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Reynolds Farm Equipment. There's a leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give a call today, 317-849-0810, as well as Morales Group Staffing. We're in business to create a better future for you, for your family, and for the community we share. We can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Call us today, 317-472-7600. So a chance here for the Warriors to cut into this Sheridan lead at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I would slow, obviously take the last shot here of this quarter. You got yourself down 7. You trail by as many as 8. I think you're looking for the last one here, but again, deflected.
Flat, lost it off her knee, and it was a good defensive play by Cecilia Timmy. And Sheridan will have a chance with 19 seconds now.
Yeah, the size advantage and the aggressive advantage here so far by Sheridan defensively has
Throw
led
up
to this
ahead,
lead.
Cross, layup is good.
Yeah, you just can't have that over the top of your head right there. Nice play on the inbound from Sheridan, and then you throw one away here. So instead of slowing it down and trying to get that last possession of the quarter, Sheridan's going to end this on a possession.
2 possessions, really.
Yeah,
when it should have just been 1 for Covenant.
And so Sheridan's going to get 2 opportunities here with 10 seconds. They're going to have to go quick. And they are on a 5-0 run here to end this quarter.
And a turnover.
Shoot it.
Chance here with 1 second, and it's off and no good. That was Emma Crane, the final attempt there, but a rough offensive first quarter for Covenant Christian, just 4 points, and Sheridan knocked down a couple threes, so it's a 13-4 lead after the first period for the Sheridan Blackhawks. This is girls high school basketball on IndianaSRN.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
William McDermott and Tony Donahue back for the second quarter between Sheridan and Covenant Christian. This pre-Thanksgiving early season basketball matchup in the Indianapolis area. Snowy Indianapolis here tonight. A lot of turnovers, Tony, for Covenant Christian in the first period.
Yeah, you never want to have more turnovers than you have points. It was an 8-0 run to start for Sheridan, matched by a 5-0 run to end. And a lot of these games come down to who can start and end the quarter aggressively by putting points up. 2 3-pointers so far for Sheridan, and they've also had 5 second-chance opportunities. So you're going to have to eliminate those second-chance opportunities. And right on cue, they get a second-chance opportunity.
Back-to-back missed 3. Those were the Gardner sisters taking them.
Yeah, good looks, though. Kenzie got her foot into that one, stepped into it, squared the shoulder, just put it up a little long. We're going to have a foul here.
It looks like, as Timmy trying to poke it away from Armstrong. It'll be a foul.
Yeah, and we saw it in the first quarter. This Sheridan team's going to be aggressive. They are going to be aggressive defensively. They get in the passing lanes. They get up in your face. They come up with deflections. They've come up with turnovers. We've seen Gardner have 3 steals in that first quarter. I think this is a good opportunity right here for Covenant. Set some screens, get a good out-of-bounds play, and maybe have somebody come off of an elbow-type screen to get a bounce pass right at the cup.
Hafner is the inbounder. They do get it in quickly. And they look for Hafner in the corner. She's a 3-point specialist. And wasn't able to fire one off there. Armstrong inside. Rodmaker dribbles baseline and had it taken away. It's a jump ball.
Yeah, the communication's got to be better. When the defense collapsed for that double team down low, you have to know to kick it out. Find your open teammate. Find your open player. If you're double teamed, obviously somebody is open. There just has to be better communication on the side of Covenant Christian there.
We'll go box set again, and once more it's Hafner inbounding, this time over the top. Reichart thought about the 3. Now she pulls and can't connect. Kenzie Garner the rebound.
0 for 4 here in this first half from downtown is Covenant Christian. Still in this game.
Garner pulls up, connects.
And she is just pure. You see why she shoots over 37% from 3 and is one of the top scorers here in Central Indiana, and she is off to a great start here early.
Yep, Kenzie Garner, last season 16th in the state in scoring. Nice up and under move from Armstrong, but left it short. Kenzie Garner has another rebound.
Yeah, 7 points, 3 steals, and 2 rebounds here, but turns it over.
Reichart dribbling through traffic, falling, and fouled as it was Timmy along with Garner going for the basketball.
Yeah, you got to love the confidence here. Just gets a little bit of space. Oh, you're going to back off of me? I'm going to put it down for you. You better step up and guard that, or she's going to be doing that all night long.
And at her size, 6'1", being able to dribble the basketball up the floor off a rebound and just pull up from deep, one of her better skill sets.
Yeah, confidence there, and just to be able to create your own shot there as well. It's kind of been discombobulated defensively for both teams, so sometimes you'd have to just be creative, come up with your own shot. She did there, knocked it down. She's got 7.
Warriors still searching for their first points of the second quarter. And another turnover. Timmy takes it away on a bad pass from Hoffman.
Yeah, 8 turnovers in 10 minutes here for Covenant to start this one. Oh, yeah.
Garner, way out there, short.
Again, we saw it in that first quarter. She's going to keep taking those shots. She's confident. She squared her shoulders. She had a little bit of space. Almost knocked that one down. Just put it up short.
Reichart will slow things down. Will walk it up for the Warriors. Picks her dribble up.
Yeah, right there. There's a little bit of communication there. Nice job by Lloyd Dawson. Take advantage of the defender down, but we're going to get a official's timeout here as Gardner is down. Looks like she took one to the chest.
Yeah, that was Lon Lloyd Dawson who came in and kind of collided with Kenzie Garner.
I think we'll have an official's timeout here. Again, you got to eliminate some of these turnovers. I think we need to see a little bit more of a double team. You have to get up in Kenzie Gardner's face. She's already proved that she just needs a little bit of spacing to knock down these threes.
Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for a new build, an upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Boilermakers Union Local 374 to do your job right the first time. Passion to care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience as a prestige healthcare company. Passion to care is driven by decades of expertise and a drive to go above and beyond. Call us today at 317-537-1811. So Tony, Covenant Christian is still trying to find their first points of the second quarter.
Yeah, and it's been, they got that timeout when they were down 8-0. They cut the lead in half to 8-4, and now another 8-0 run here by Sheridan. It looks like Kenzie Gardner, who is the key to the offense, the key to this team for the Sheridan Blackhawks, is out after taking that one to the chest. Looks like they're going to pull the trash can out for her, so don't want to see that.
Stomach or
yeah, but if you're Covenant, you have to take advantage. When the opposition's best player is not on the floor, you have to take advantage. You have to be aggressive and cut into this 12-point deficit.
They do start with pressure. We've seen that a bit from the Warriors tonight. Timmy, though, able to navigate underneath the basket. He'll reset with Cross here.
Yeah, good defensive set here by Covenant. I think you need to be more aggressive, cutting off these passing lanes, trying to get some deflections.
Timmy lost it for a second, got it back. That's going to be a long 2, and it's no good, but Timmy on the glass and back up fouled.
Yeah, another opportunity. This is the second chance opportunity that Sheridan has had. And when Timmy has the basketball, she likes to dribble. She likes to dribble the ball. She doesn't really look up. So if you're Covenant, you have to bring a second defender over and try to strip that away. Force her to make a decision, because a lot of times when she's dribbling, she's not even looking up.
Misses the first free throw. And Timmy, a senior, one of the more utility-type players on this Blackhawks team, can kind of do a bit of everything. You mentioned how she loves to handle the basketball. We've seen her out on the perimeter. We've seen her down low as well.
Rebound here because it could come off hard, as we see. A nice job there by Dawson to grab it, but you got to keep that basketball above your shoulder. So many times in all levels of basketball, especially here in high school, you bring that ball down to the hips, and next thing you know, it's a jump ball or stripped away from you. Got to be strong, stay up, keep that ball above the shoulders.
So Sheridan has it after the jump ball. Another opportunity here. And a pass from Cross that just goes out of bounds.
Well, it's just turned into turnover central here on both sides of the basketball. But, what can Covenant Christian do? This is another offensive opportunity to take advantage of the opposition's best player not being in the game. And let's see what you can do. I think you need to get something going downhill, maybe a back screen, a back cut, get something going towards the basket.
Yep, Kenzie Garner still on the bench.
Great pass there.
That jumper no good. Emmy flat. An opportunity for it underneath the basket, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Warriors.
Yeah, I think Flat was like, oh, I'm wide open. I've got to quickly hoist this one up. She had plenty of time. She could have caught that pass, set, squared the shoulders towards the basket. I think she was a little bit – she didn't get her feet set there. She was a little sporadic on the shot, and I think we're going to have a shot clock problem or a game clock issue here. But, again, Gardner's still on the bench with that injury. She's got 8 points on the night. And we're well over 6 minutes since the last time Covenant Christian scored a basket.
Sheridan only allowing 35 points to opponents this season, and they're well on their way to holding the Warriors far underneath that. Just 4 points for Covenant Christian. None of them have come in this second quarter. Flat. Off the dribble and one. Finishes and lets out a big roar.
Great job there by Flats. Showing patience. Waits for the screen. Dribble drives to the cup. Goes up strong. Uses the body to her advantage. As you see, got bumped twice there. Still lays it off the window. So here's that spark that Covenant Christian's looking for. Can you keep that momentum up? Hopefully, you make the free throw here. It's a quick 3-0 run. You're a stop, a score, a stop, and a score away from being right back into this.
Felt like they needed a big-time energy-type play, chance to cut it to single digits with the free throw. Off the mark, and Armstrong can't get the rebound, and it'll be Sheridan basketball.
So right here, I think you have to attack a double team on Timmy because she likes to just dribble the basketball towards the rim.
Garner, way off on the three. Another offensive rebound. That's Cross along two, no good. Timmy strips away the rebound, misses the putback, and out of bounds, staying here.
That's 7 offensive rebounds in this first half for Sheridan. And really, as we talked about in the onset, that's been the difference in this game. They've had multiple second-chance opportunities. They've been able to score, I believe, 5 points off of these second-chance opportunities.
Timmy spinning in the lane, gets the shot back, follows her miss, another offensive rebound before turning it over, but then Reichardt can't control it. But it looks like we've got an over-the-back call as Eaton hadn't had her feet set across the timeline before touching the basketball.
Yeah, you're going to have to get into somebody, block them out, not allow them to get offensive rebounds if you want to get yourself back into this game. You're down 10. You've got to finish this second half of this second quarter off by outscoring your opponent, especially when their best player's on the bench.
Armstrong lost it. Timmy strips it away.
And I think when Timmy has the basketball, you have to double team. She's very sporadic with the basketball, as we just see as she turns it over there. Sometimes she's not looking up. You have to cut off her vision. You bring a second defender up. Get her trapped. Use the out-of-bounds line, which you could have done right there, as a third defender when you double-team her and force her into the turnover.
16-6 here. Over 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. Covenant Christian and Sheridan in his early season girls high school basketball matchup downtown Indianapolis.
If you can eliminate your turnovers offensively, nice move here off the screen and Flat once again putting it in for her 4th points. If you can get running, if you're Covenant, you have the speed advantage over Sheridan. You just have to be able to control that basketball when you do get on the run and get in the transition.
3-pointer rimmed out, offensive rebound from Cross. Timmy spinning and turning it over.
Yeah, just a little bit too aggressive there. A little bit more touch on that pass would have gone well. But, again, we've got 10 turnovers for Sheridan, 11 turnovers for Covenant Christian. Covenant Christian, again, we said they have to finish this final 4 minutes
only down 8
with Gardner on the bench. If you can cut this as Gardner gets ready to check back in, if you can have this to 6 by halftime, I think you're sitting okay if you're Covenant Christian.
Reichardt using the screen from Armstrong. Didn't like the angle. Flat. Looks like she thought about pulling it from distance, but didn't pull the trigger. This time she gets underneath the basket and is fouled.
Yeah, going back to the free throw line. Yeah, I think that her dad being a coach, she thought, oh, this is not going to be a high percentage shot. This is probably one I shouldn't shoot. But 2:32 to go. You have to take advantage from the free throw line. I think they were 1 of 4. I think they're 0 of 4 from the stripe here to start this one.
For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have consistently been the trusted allies for all your inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation needs. We stand as your comprehensive logistics partner. Ride with us. Call us today at 317-396-1023.
Yeah, so checking back into the game is Kenzie Gardner, and it was a 5-0 run without her in the contest as Flatt converts on the free throw for her 5th point here of the evening and bounces this one hard off the rim, but a nice offensive rebound.
Fighting for the offensive rebound. Back outside, 3-ball, good. Great. Vivian Hafner, the sharpshooter, 45% on the season from deep.
Yeah, great job there. A nice possession to get 4 points for Covenant. They cut the lead in half down to 4.
Nice drive by Eaton. Floats one in to respond.
Yeah, they give a nice comeback there. But a nice job here by Covenant. The best time to take a 3-point shot is on the second chance opportunity, offensive rebound. And a nice dribble drive all the way to the lane and just missing
the layup through the lane.
That one will keep her up tonight.
Back in the game, that was Kenzie Garner, a great dish underneath for a layup.
Yeah, Timmy was waiting for it when the double team came, and all she had to do was lay it in off the glass.
A turnover there. Hafner threw the basketball away. Pull-up jumper. Nothing but air from Garner.
But you see the aggressive nature and how different the Sheridan team is when they have Kenzie Gardner out there on the floor.
Fast-paced basketball the last 45 seconds or so. Finger roll type layup. No good. Garner colliding with Reichart, looking for the rebound, and it's off of Sheridan. It'll stay with the Warriors.
Yeah, and in these turnovers and these steals and these loose balls, it's became a pretty physical game. And as you mentioned, Covenant's kind of stepped up the speed, and I think that bodes well for Covenant Christian because they're a little bit faster team. They can use screens, and they're a little bit smaller out here with Hoffman and Reichert out there as well. They're a little bit smaller, so I think if you want to speed this game up, this final minute 8 is the time to do it.
Hoffman, Reichert, a minute to go here in the first half. Here's Flatt. She has 5 points in the quarter, and it looks like we've got a 3-second violation, another one for Covenant that will belong to Sheridan.
Yeah, and I think, coming up here for Sheridan, you've got 50 seconds. You want to be patient. You want to get a good look. This is how they finished the quarter. Remember last time they got kind of a 2-for-1 type of situation where they were able to get the turnover.
Great block there underneath by the Warriors. Reichart will take over.
Yeah, and Timmy there again. Sometimes she's looking down, dribbling, and tries to throw something up. Was double teamed there, and a great block defensively for Covenant.
Flatt almost lost it off her knee, trying to save it out of bounds, and it was deflected by Sadie Timmy. So Covenant Christian still has it.
I'd probably call a timeout here, at least tell my girls, hey, let's slow it down. I don't want to see Sheridan have another possession in this game. We've got 30 seconds. Unless you get something wide open at the rim, let's slow it down and play for the last possession of the first half.
Hoffman into the lane, floats one up, too strong.
So Sheridan will get a chance to go to the locker room up 10 or more.
Garner looking inside for Cross, back out, that jumper no good. Cross able to get it off the loose ball. Another offensive rebound for the Blackhawks. 8 seconds. Timmy up and under. No good, but Garner, the offensive glass, couldn't finish. 2 seconds here. Hoffman isn't able to get a shot off, and at the end of the first half, Sheridan will go into the locker room with an 8-point lead over Covenant Christian.
Yeah, just a lot of turnovers on both sides of the basketball. It was a nice little run there for Covenant when Kenzie Gardner was out, but then she comes back in, and you just see how dynamic they are offensively when she's on the court. She makes everybody else better. And Covenant going to the locker room with 11 turnovers and 12 points.
If you're looking to elevate your brand, choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service. Call us today at 317-328-2555. Highway Safety Services. You do what you do. We'll keep you safe doing it. Contact at 765-446-1500. William McDermott and Tony Donahue. Sheridan leads 20-12 after the first half. We'll be back for the second half of action. This is girls high school basketball on IndianaSRN.
Brian Chrisman joins me today. And Brian, talk a little bit about the winter and Wheeler Mission and how important it is for people to help Wheeler Mission, because winter means homeless and homeless means people in the cold. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really serve a lot of people year round, no matter what the weather is, right? And so we serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people who are experiencing homelessness every single night. But when winter hits, that can become life or death. So if you're stuck out in the cold, happens every year. IMPD will find people out in the cold and encourage them to come in. But if they don't catch them in time, I mean, again, life and death. And so it's vital that our doors are open. And so we do that. Our staff shows up every day to make sure our doors are open. We serve 1,000 meals a day plus every single day. That's a nice, warm, nutritious meal. Donors provide that. Donors provide our food, coffee, something hot to drink. You know, donors provide that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved at Wheeler to make sure we can get through winter, or to work at Wheeler. We need staff, and so we're always looking for staff to get us through the winter time. We spread ourselves thin during winter, making sure that anybody can find space, and so we have bed capacities. For sure, but we go beyond that every winter to make sure that the city has an option for people who are experiencing homelessness in the dead of winter.
Schools out there that are watching this program with our reach, maybe they want to do a sock drive, or they want to do a sweatshirt drive. They can contact our office at IndianaSRN, or they can contact you. Where's a contact, or who would be a contact that maybe we want to do a sock drive? I think that would be a great idea for SRN to start one of those sock drives. How would that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you go to wheelermission.org, we have our needs lists that are right there on our website. Those change sometimes in the winter, but there are some needs that are pretty much continual when it comes to hygiene items, when it comes to warm items to get us through the winter. So when you're talking about coats, especially bigger sizes for people that come through, we want to make sure a lot of people that come to our mission, they come with the clothes on their back, right? And so we need to make sure they have something to wear during their stay with us, which could be for a few weeks, could be for a couple months. And so go to our website, wheelermission.org. You can donate directly there, whether it's a financial donation or you can look at our needs list. You can even find drop-off locations. You can drop it off at some of the barns that we have around the city, or come right down to Wheeler Mission, drop it off right there. But we need this community's support. So greatest thing about Indianapolis is it is a generous community.
Yes.
It is a community that steps up when there's a need. And there's 1,700 homeless individuals in our community. That number has risen 5% just over the last year. Wheeler Mission is the main place for those individuals to go, has been since 1893, over 130 years. And so support that ministry so that those doors can be open, making sure that every man, woman, and child that needs to come inside can come inside and not only get warm, but get nutritious meals, food, shelter, and care. And so beyond that, we take them through a whole journey of program to make sure that they come out our back door different people. But the first things first, right? Get them fed and get them warm and get them safe.
Since it's basketball season and we cover over 300 games a year on IndianaSRN, we challenge our basketball teams and our basketball programs to get involved. There are meals that need to be served. Tell our teams out there how they can help and serve meals.
Yeah, no better way to really open your eyes to the community's needs than to stand in front of people who are desperately in need and hand them a meal, hand them what they're asking for that day. So great group opportunity is to volunteer at Wheeler Mission. You can go to wheelervolunteer.org. You can sign up a group. It can take an hour and a half to come down and serve a lunch. You can get 12, 15 people involved in that, a dinner, come down either at our men's shelter or our women's shelter. It's a really cool experience for teams, not only to help in a way that you're making a difference, but to see the people that you're helping, right? To hand a meal to someone and smile and say hi to someone literally in their darkest moment, right? So
best assist they can ever make.
Oh yeah,
is to serve a meal.
That's a good point. It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk, exactly. For Indiana SRN, this is Keith Myers.
Back at Covenant Christian High School, William McDermott alongside Tony Donahue. It's a 20-12 lead for the Sheridan Blackhawks over the Covenant Christian Warriors after the first half. Tony, what can Covenant Christian do to get back in this one? They turned the basketball a lot over in the first half.
Yeah, 11 first-half turnovers is never good. You just got to settle in a little bit. It just seemed like they were too sporadic on the offensive end. A little bit more communication offensively when that double team comes. Find your open teammate for a good look. Convert from the free throw line. And then defensively, we talked about this at the beginning of the game, William, is you've got to get into somebody, block them out, and not allow Sheridan to have second chance opportunities. We have seen 8 of the 20 points for Sheridan come off of second chance opportunities and offensive rebounds. So just control the glass really on both ends, but certainly keeping Sheridan off the offensive glass is going to be a key here in the second half for this comeback.
Kenzie Garner did exit the game in the first half, but she did end up returning. And in that stretch, Covenant Christian was able to put a bit of a dent into the Sheridan lead as the Blackhawks opened the game with an 8-0 run. And it took a little while for the offense of the Warriors to get going.
Yeah, it's kind of been a game of runs, as basketball usually is, but Covenant Christian went on a 5-0 run when Sheridan's best player, Kenzie Gardner, was on the bench after she took a shot to the chest. She comes back out and immediately scores back-to-back points and pushes that 16-12 lead to a 20-12 lead for Sheridan. So I want to see Covenant maybe play a little bit more free off of rebounds, get in the transition, get running. You've got a little bit of a speed advantage. If you speed things up and you can finish at the rim, you can get yourself back into this game.
We saw them get some better looks, especially in that second quarter when they were able to speed things up and get in transition.
Yeah, and we haven't really heard much here in this first half from Milan Lloyd Dawson. Mariah Anderson, the other leading scorer on this team, she's had a couple of looks down low, but I'm not sure she's been able to score here in that first half. So you got to get your best players going. You've got to get some down screens going. They've had a couple good looks at the rim. They just haven't been able to convert.
Just 2 for Lloyd Dawson in that first half, and she's coming off a game against Indianapolis Lutheran where she had a 23-point double-double. So it'll be pivotal for Covenant Christian to get her going. Second half coming up. It's 20-12 Sheridan over Covenant Christian. This is girls high school basketball on IndianaSRN.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Today's game brought to you by Officially Human. Our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Do your part. Practice good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we can't play. They do have officials, and they are playing in this game as Sheridan leads Covenant Christian 20-12. William McDermott alongside Tony Donahue. Start of the second half. Covenant Christian off to their best start in school history, 5-0, trying to go 6-0. Have not finished a season with a winning record since the 2019-2020 season before the pandemic. Trying to get that done here this season. This group of seniors has never had a season where they've won more than 10 games. They're already halfway there at 5-0. Sheridan will start with the basketball here in the third quarter.
Yeah, still an opportunity here, but I think if you're Covenant, you're on defense, you want somebody besides Kinsey Gardner to handle the basketball. Keep the ball away from her. Make somebody else beat you. She obviously has the size advantage here, as we see, so I wouldn't mind some double team.
Deep three,
she
short
can shoot
again
it from anywhere.
From Garner. She did make a three in the first half. That's the second or third one we've seen her take from way out there at the top of the key.
Yeah, I think her range is as soon as she steps into the gym.
Hafner is out there. Hoffman as well to start the second half for Covenant Christian. Drive to the basket, layup no good. Fighting for it is Rodemaker and can't get the offensive rebound cleanly.
Man, I like the offensive set that they were very patient. They got going downhill, got it down screen, and you had a really good look for a bucket there. Just couldn't quite get it to go.
Timmy top of the key over to Garner. And a foul here. It must have been on the screen attempt as Hoffman and Sadie Timmy collided, and it'll stay with Sheridan. I think they're going to call it on Hoffman.
Yeah, it looked like Hoffman just got her hand in there a little bit too much. And now with Timmy with the basketball, I think you need to come up and double team. Look, she likes to dribble the basketball, force her into a decision. Look for the double team to come.
Good pass inside. Garner, though, can't finish. Armstrong, the rebound, is just going to, let's see, they're actually going to keep it here, it looks like.
That must have been deflected. Didn't really look like it was from here, but nonetheless, Covenant keeps possession. Just be patient with the basketball. Make crisp passes. Don't just, find somebody and throw it to them and hope they go get it. No, put the basketball in their pocket. Give them nice, crisp passes. That really sets yourself up.
Mariah Armstrong driving and a good pass from Hoffman on the roll.
Yeah, so great job there. Armstrong on the board. Nice start, a minute and a half gone by. We'll see if Covenant can cut this lead in half here over the next 2 or 3 minutes.
Armstrong averaging 13 points a game this season. That leads the Warriors. 3-ball, cross, off the glass, no good. And it looks like Mariah Armstrong is finally able to get it before Reichardt and Kenzie Garner are tied up for a jump ball.
Yeah, you just got to be aggressive with the basketball. Hold on to it. Keep it above your shoulders. Don't allow Sheridan to poke and pry to get that basketball away.
So a 6-point lead for Sheridan. Covenant Christian still in this game.
I like the play call here. Back
left
screen.
Side, Hafner, no good, too strong. And Blackhawks will take over. In transition, cross, too strong on the layup attempt.
Yeah, I really like that set, that back screen there to get the open look for 3. Probably the shot you wanted there with that back screen. Couldn't quite get it to go, but you set yourself up to be able to set some other things.
Driving and short on the layup. Kenzie Garner way up ahead. Her sister can't lay it in. Cross, the offensive rebound. We've got a foul, as that was Julia Hoffman coming in trying to jar it loose and got too much of the arm.
8 offensive rebounds here in this one so far for Sheridan.
So a fast-paced first 4.5 minutes here as we've got a foul on the jumper. That was Armstrong contesting Cecilia Timmy off the inbounds.
Well, you've held Sheridan scoreless 2.5 minutes into this first quarter, this second half, but you haven't been able to really convert. You've only got 2 points on the board. So defensively, doing what you need to do here if you're Covenant Christian.
The IndianaSRN sports page is wall-to-wall sports news every day, high school, college, pro sports. We have it all. Check it out at IndianaSRN.org and click on the sports page tab. Stay informed with the IndianaSRN sports page. 1 for 2 at the charity stripe for Cecilia Timmy, and Covenant down 7 with the basketball. Mariah Armstrong looking for the cutter. Pass was deflected. She does get it back. And she's bumped. That was Kenzie Garner who got her on the hip on the way to the rim.
Yeah, Covenant showing patience here on offense. You don't need to knock down threes to get into this game. You need to drive the lane, get high percentage looks. By driving the lane, you're going to get Sheridan in foul trouble. As we see almost every time Covenant drives the lane, they're fouled, so keep attacking the rim.
Armstrong guarded closely by Garner and then Timmy, but she traveled.
Yeah, took that extra step or momentum off the pump fake, kind of got her a little bit off foot, and she couldn't quite finish it off there. Takes that extra step.
So a high screen for Garner matched up with Armstrong too far underneath the basket, and the pass was deflected out of bounds.
2-1 here in this third quarter. I think if you're Covenant Christian, you have to keep attacking the rim offensively. Miscommunication.
Corner
here.
3, Timmy, good.
Yeah, I think they tried to go maybe a little zone there, looked like a 3-2, but there just wasn't enough communication, leads to the wide open 3.
So Sadie Timmy shooting, coming into the game 0 of 4 on 3. That's her first make from beyond the arc this season, and a foul on the other end, as that was Hafner getting to the basket. Another look at that 3 on the inbounds.
Yeah, just wasn't good communication there by Covenant. They left her wide open, should have kind of helped up for that 3.
Hafner's first free throw attempt of the season is good, and we're back to single digits, Sheridan leading.
I like the play call there on the down screen. They've been trying to get that defender a little bit off the screen to be able to hit that pass as the Covenant player cuts through the paint. That time they finally got it in there, led to the foul.
Up ahead off the press, cross. Garner, corner, good. Back-to-back 3s for Sheridan.
Yeah, just like that, they stretch it out to their biggest lead at 11. I think if you're Covenant, you certainly want to get a timeout here.
Yeah, timeout called by Dan Yitz, and it's 27-16, Sheridan leading over Covenant Christian. This is high school girls basketball on IndianaSRN.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Back-to-back 3s from Sheridan and Sadie Timmy and Brielle Garner. Garner's second of the night. Here it is.
Yeah, you got to get back on defense. When it's 5-on-4, there's going to be an open player on that 3. The other 3 was out of an inbound play in which there was just no communication defensively. You have to switch off of those screens that led to a wide open look, and that's 6 straight from downtown for Sheridan. And after Covenant had cut this to a 6-point contest, they've pushed it back up to 11 as Sheridan.
Here's a 3, Hafner. Short.
Yeah, good look there off the screen. Stepped into it, just left it short.
Hafner averaging just under 10 points a game this season. Mentioned it, she kind of has been the 3-point specialist. She's only attempted 4 2-pointers all season long and is shooting 45% from distance.
Yeah, you don't have to fall into you don't have to fall in love with the 3-pointer just yet to get back in this contest. You just need to play defensively straight up as they foul here, as they go right against my point. But play defense straight up, rebound, and I think getting back in transition and speeding this tempo up is a key for the Warriors getting back into it. But with 12 minutes to go, down 11, you're going to have to start going now.
Sheridan's really been able to control the basketball. That was a risky pass, and luckily for Sheridan, they're able to keep it.
Yeah, I think Covenant's been aggressive in getting the deflections, but go grab that basketball. Go up with force, get that rebound, keep it, go get that steal instead of just the deflection.
Brielle Garner, another one. Nope, but following her shot, is able to get the putback.
Yeah, second chance opportunities. You've got to block out. You certainly have to block out the shooter because the shooter might be the only one that knows where that ball's going to end up in the gym because she felt it coming off of her hands.
Rodmaker passing to a cutting Armstrong, and it'll have a kick ball. It'll stay with Covenant Christian. Actually, that was Maddie Howard in the game now, and she will inbound.
They've ran a couple good sets out of the inbound here, a couple down screens here. I think you got to get the ball going towards the basket on maybe a down screen right there. Didn't quite get it. There it is.
And there's another basket for Lloyd Dawson, just her 4th point of the game. They really got to get her going.
Yeah, I love the play on the second chance there on the second down screen. She's got some size down there. She's got some length and put it in for her 4th points.
Outside, 3-point attempts, no good. Another offensive rebound for Sheridan. Timmy in the lane looking for someone, and it looks like we have a travel. That is what the call is.
I think Covenant's offensive strategy is, look, we're going to let you have these 3-pointers. That's all good and well if they miss them and you can rebound them. But now 10 offensive rebounds for Sheridan. That's been really the difference here in this one.
And coming into the game, Covenant Christian rebounding over 31 a game and 14 offensively a game. Sheridan just has been dominant on the glass so far. Reichert out Rodemaker, thought about it, and drives into the lane. Turnaround, no good from Lloyd Dawson.
Yeah, I like the look, but instead of fading away, you've got the length there to be able to go up strong.
Way out, no. Her sister gets the rebound and finds her cutting. Great catch underneath the basket, puts it up, but couldn't get it to go. And we look like we have a foul on Garner, maybe in frustration on the breakaway opportunity for Covenant Christian.
See some subs here for the first time in the third quarter for Sheridan with an 11-point advantage. I think, again, if you're Covenant, it's a win here. If you can cut this down to single digits going into the fourth quarter and be able to get yourself back into this game, and especially right now, this final 2:18 is Kenzie Gardner, the leading scorer for Sheridan, goes to the bench.
They've done a solid job at neutralizing her, Tony, but they just haven't been able to score offensively, trying to cut into this lead. Reichart out to Flat. Rodemaker now. And can't find Emmy Flat on the cut. Pass was a bit outside.
Yeah, these are just some sporadic passes that we've seen out of Covenant Christian. Again, maybe the chemistry is not fully there between some new players, but, just crisper passes. I know it sounds so basic and fundamental, but crisper passes. And I like them coming out here and putting the full court pressure on.
Sadie Timmy over to Cross. A little bit of a zone here, it looks like, from Covenant Christian, and a foul called on Lloyd Dawson. Do you like the new look defensively?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to – it's becoming a time and possession game at this point with 1:49 to go in the third. I think full court pressure here, maybe get some turnovers in the backcourt to lead to some quick baskets is a way to get back into this game. But you got to end this quarter on a little bit of a run here. Kenzie Gardner on the bench.
Help us put more student-athletes on TV by logging on to IndianaSRN.org and directing your donation to a specific school, or just hit the donate button. More games, more opportunities for the kids. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Great extra pass here.
Here's Flat on the drive. No good. And a rebound, one and done there. But a turnover. Rodemaker gets it back. Can't score. Follows her shot and is fouled. Good hustle from Rodemaker.
Yeah, I think they're going to call that one on the floor. Great job by Emmy Flat. She didn't settle for the long range two. She drove to the cup, couldn't quite get it to go, but a nice steal there off the quick transition, and that's what that full court press does. It forces Sheridan to make some quick thinking opportunities, and that time there, if they forced a turnover, did Covenant Christian.
Emma Crane in the game now. Number 22 for Covenant Christian has it.
She can knock down some threes as well.
Rodemaker, who just picked up that steal. Just over a minute to go in the third quarter at Covenant Christian High School.
Just too much standing around for Covenant Christian's offense. We need some screens, some down screens, start getting some things towards the basket.
Well, Crane will turn it over. Cecilia Timmy all the way, fouled.
Yeah, a little hesitation there on the spin. Going up with it led to the foul, and they can push this to a 15-point lead with a minute to go in the third.
Cecilia Timmy is a tough look defensively, just the way she can handle the basketball out on the perimeter and even, work her way towards the rim.
Yeah, she's got size and she can get some space. A couple times she's got a little sporadic and thrown the basketball away, but she's done a great job of protecting that basketball when it's in her possession.
Timmy had 12, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists as Lloyd Dawson. Look at her get up and get that rebound before it goes off of flat and out of bounds.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, though. Instead of just deflecting passes and deflecting rebounds, get in those passing lanes. Go up and get those rebounds aggressively. But they had an opportunity there to set their offense up out of the missed free throw, and they throw it away.
So new life on the possession for Sheridan. Double team underneath the basket.
Love the double team there because Timmy's not looking up too much while she's dribbling. You use that out-of-bounds line as like that third defender there. Timmy kind of just tried to throw it away, and it went off of the Covenant defender.
Timmy spinning in the lane. That was Sadie Timmy, and no good.
Yes.
Covenant Christian the other way. Crane will bring it up.
The Covenant Christian still hasn't scored with Kenzie Garner on the bench for Sheridan.
Flat to Lloyd Dawson, fouled. So Lloyd Dawson will go to the free throw line, trying to make it a 12-point game here late in the third quarter as now Covenant enters the bonus. Lloyd Dawson has been quiet tonight, misses the first free throw, but coming in, the senior forward averaging 11 points and 7 rebounds. The last game against Indianapolis Lutheran had 23 points.
Yeah, you really have to take advantage of the free throw line here.
Missed them both. Sadie Timmy has it for Sheridan. They go quickly. And now they'll reset with the Timmy sisters at the top.
Yeah, more than likely you want to hold for this last possession here. There's 20 seconds on the clock. You don't want to give any momentum back to Covenant heading into the fourth quarter.
Cross. Here's Sadie Timmy to her sister off her knee. And a good play by Crane, able to get it with 8 seconds. A foul called as Lloyd Dawson had her hands on it.
Yeah, this will put her on the free throw line, I do believe. They are in the bonus. So we talked about you wanted to keep that possession. You don't want to give Covenant any opportunity to end this quarter with any kind of momentum. 2 free throws here would cut it down to 12, and as we know, anything can happen in the fourth quarter.
And Lloyd Dawson, chance to redeem herself after missing back-to-back free throws her previous trip to the foul line. In that game against Indy Lutheran, she was 11 of 14 from the field. Hasn't found as much success tonight, but just a 14-point lead for Sheridan. Certainly not something that's hard to come back from.
Now 3 of 9 from the free throw line on the night, and Lloyd Dawson has missed her last 4. You have to shoot it.
1 second. Timmy, no good, and that's the end of the third quarter. A strong third quarter from the Sheridan Blackhawks and some missed opportunities on the side of Covenant Christian. William McDermott and Tony Donahue with you. This is girls high school basketball on IndianaSRN.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Ertl looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw.
Boy, what a stick, huh?
Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board.
Today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. It's a 32-18 lead here at Covenant Christian High School entering the fourth and final quarter. Sheridan leading, and Garner starting things off in the quarter with a 3 that rims out.
Yeah, they're going to have to start switching everything. It's just too many open looks for Garner. She's going to knock those down. She averages 22 points per contest. She's already hit 3 threes in this one. You're going to have to communicate defensively and switch off of every screen.
Good. A much-needed 3 to start things off in the fourth for the Warriors.
Yeah, just what you wanted there. A nice look, got her shoulders set, stepped into that bad boy, knocked it down. And let's see if they can keep that momentum up that they kind of taken. They took offensively to end the quarter. They just couldn't wind up with points.
Brielle Garner to her sister Kenzie, and a foul, as that was Hoffman getting a little bit too aggressive away from the basket.
Yeah, but you're going to have to be over-aggressive on these passing lanes, go for the steals. If you foul, you foul. You're going to end up probably having to foul them and play the foul game towards the end of this one anyway. So being aggressive, trying to get those steals to gain another possession or two in this fourth quarter. I like the aggressiveness on defense.
In Covenant's last game against Indianapolis Lutheran, they shot 43% from the field and scored 64 points, just 21 so far tonight for the Warriors. Garner through traffic lost it, but it'll stay here.
Yeah, nice job there defensively by Covenant coming over to help. Look, if I'm Covenant, I'm going, we're going to be aggressive when Kenzie Gardner has the basketball, make somebody else beat us.
They do get it in to Kenzie Garner on the inbounds, and she turns it over.
Yeah, great communication there to switch off of the screen, got the deflection, and here comes Covenant Christian in transition.
Yeah, Reichard, nice spin move all the way to the rim and laying it in.
A little highlight reel there, sizzle to put it in after the spin, and you're within 9 now.
5 straight points to open the quarter for Covenant Christian.
Yeah, they're switching everything here defensively, which is what they need to do.
Timmy being hounded by Mariah Armstrong. Gets inside to her sister Cecilia, and she was fouled on the turnaround hook attempt.
Yeah, she had the size advantage there after the switch, but a great job by Covenant coming down to help out defensively, making Timmy go to the free throw line to earn these 2.
Well, the free throw shooting has not been pretty here this evening on either side, but Timmy is able to make the first, and this broadcast is brought to you by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call him today for coverage tomorrow, 317-894-7000. 10-point lead for Sheridan. Hafner, no good. That would have been huge if it was able to go down, but Covenant and Hoffman able to get the offensive rebound.
Yeah, another good look there. Now you got a triple team. And she was fouled there. But, yeah, nice second chance opportunity, tracking down that rebound. I like the 3-ball look, had a good look at it. And both teams starting to rack up the fouls here in this fourth quarter.
It was Mariah Armstrong in there who had positioning and was fouled.
Covenant's got a couple good looks going towards the rim on that second screen opportunity on these inbound plays. So Gardner has 4 fouls now, so we're going to have to watch, keep her out of foul trouble.
Another turnover from Covenant Christian. Brielle Garner. Outside, that's a jumper attempt, no good. It was too strong from Shelby Eaton, and we'll have another tie-up.
So we've got just under 6 minutes to go. Covenant with the basketball, and the leading scorer for Sheridan, Kenzie Gardner, on the bench with 4 fouls. We'll see how long they keep her on the bench, but Covenant's going to have to take advantage. Can you cut this lead in half by the time you get to about that 3:30 mark?
So Reichardt will bring it up slowly for Covenant Christian before a timeout is called. They're going to want to talk things over, and we're going to take a break. It's 33-23, Sheridan over Covenant Christian in the fourth quarter. This is girls high school basketball on IndianaSRN. So a timeout from Covenant Christian. They're going to want to talk things over. I mean, this is a pivotal point in this game, Tony, with Kenzie Garner not on the floor with 4 fouls.
Yeah, you don't have to fall in love with a 3-point shot. You know, you can get back into this one by driving to the lane, getting Sheridan in foul trouble, and getting good looks at the cup.
Mariah Armstrong driving, left it short.
Yeah, that's what you wanted. You got the double screen action going there. You got her going to the rim. Just couldn't quite get it up over the rim, and it falls short.
Here's Sadie Timmy. A deflection. Nice play defensively That was Hafner who got a hand on it, but Sheridan able to maintain possession, and a timeout called by Jalen Bradshaw. Didn't like what she saw that possession offensively. So it's going to be 33-23, 5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. This is girls high school basketball on IndianaSRN.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
So back-to-back quick timeouts, and that one taken by Jalen Bradshaw and the Sheridan Blackhawks. Kenzie Garner still on the bench with 4 fouls, leading scorer, one of the best players in the central Indiana area.
Keep trapping. You got to keep trapping those corners. Double team. If you give up a layup over the top, you live with it, but you got to start double teaming, which is what they're doing, and force Timmy, as we've seen here, to make a decision. And so far, she's had a few deflected out of bounds.
It's almost like a 1-3-1 look in a zone type defense from Covenant Christian.
Yeah, it's like when Timmy gets the basketball, they want to double team her, but then they don't know what to do when anybody else has the basketball. So you just got to adjust here.
There is Timmy, top of the key, and she turns it over. Fast break opportunity. Hoffman, coast to coast, is fouled.
And that's what that double team does. It forces you to be able to overcorrect on those passing lanes for the steal, force Timmy into making a decision double team-wise, and she's kind of proved to us tonight that she's capable of throwing the basketball away. But once again, back to the free throw line goes Covenant Christian. They haven't made one all night. You've got to capitalize here.
Still haven't, and on the season, 51% shooting from the foul line as a team. Hoffman at 38%.
Yeah, I believe that they are. I think they're 1 of 7 on the night. They haven't made one here in the second half.
And she missed them both, but Armstrong's able to get the offensive rebound and call a timeout.
Yeah, I like that. Aggressive off of the timeout. Now you got a chance to line up your offense, get a good set, maybe get a down screen going towards the basket, but you're going to have to start going quickly here. 4:49 to go. You're down 10. You're probably only going to get 6 or 7 more possessions in this contest, and trailing by 4, maybe 5 possessions, depending on a three-point shot. You're going to have to go quickly and aggressively.
So Covenant Christian's had a ton of missed opportunities here tonight. We just talked about the free throw shooting, the turnovers, some missed layups in there as well. But nevertheless, Warriors still in this basketball game, especially with the Kenzie Garner situation, sitting on the bench right now, though not sure after this timeout, with 4 fouls. Garner coming into the game, averaging over 20 points and 11 rebounds, one of the better players in the state for girls varsity basketball. And they've really done a solid job at neutralizing her. It's been a defensive game. It's been sloppy. It hasn't been pretty by any means for either side, and Covenant Christian just hanging around.
Yeah, I'd put Milan Lloyd Dawson in here. She's got some size. She's got some. She's got a good reach down low as she sits back down on the bench here. But I would consider putting her in here. I think you're just going to have to put the basketball in the hands of your guards. Put it in the hands of Reichert. See if she can get something going down. Look for Rodemaker to get a nice screen here to maybe find herself with an open layup.
Vivian Hafner, the inbounder, into Armstrong. This is Reichert. Hafner, the sharpshooter, has it on the roll, falling out of bounds. Is able to get it to Mariah Armstrong.
Shoot that.
Rodemaker thought about it again. Little stutter step and carry.
Yeah, just kind of took the hand from below the basketball to above the basketball. It's going to be called a carry every time.
And multiple, I guess you could say, solid looks that possession. None of them being able to be put up, though.
Yeah, then here's a quick press breaker.
Yep, Cecilia Timmy, nice bounce pass, and the layup good. That's Max Smith.
Yeah, you kind of had a little bit of momentum there. You had the basketball, could cut it to single digits, and then the turnover leads to a quick bucket after they broke the press.
Rodmaker over to Reichert. Got the switch on from Sadie Timmy. Little stutter step and a half spin layup good from the right side.
Just set screens and allow Reichert to go to the cup. That's the second time she's laid it in with ease.
So full court press here, way up ahead. Smith is able to get it. And they'll bring it out to the top of the key with Sadie Timmy.
Yeah, if you're Sheridan, it's a time game now. You got 3:40 left here. Slow things down. Your best player, your best ball handler is on the bench in foul trouble. And that's why you want to slow it down right there.
Yeah.
A miscommunication. The 17th turnover for Sheridan. Covenant's got to go quick.
And Avery Reichert a little bit hobbled after that defensive possession, calling for a substitute.
Yeah, it looks like she's going to check out of the game. And checking in here is for Covenant Christian, another ball handler. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah,
if you're the Warriors, you got to go quick.
Emma Crane here in now, and Kenzie Garner now defending the ball on Rodmaker. She's back in.
I mean, Crane had a good look there to go to the basket. And it looks like a foul.
Away from the ball.
Yeah, I think it's – yeah, it will be an offensive foul. And in comes Kenzie Gardner to inbound this pass. It looked like Crane had a good look heading towards the basket, just couldn't quite.
A little out of control on the drive. So Garner back in now will bring it up. Did she step out of bounds? It looks like she may have.
Yeah, it might have been a travel too. It looks like they called the travel. But great job there, as we've talked about, coming with the double team and using that out of bounds line as like that third defender. You can't really go anywhere except for to run through me, which would have been an offensive foul. But that one leads to a travel.
Garner exited the game in the first half, was a little banged up, was able to come back in the game, dealing with foul trouble with four of them. Bruiser of a screen from Rodemaker. She turns around and puts it in.
Yeah, you got to go quick here. You got to put pressure on the basketball. Don't allow Sheridan to slow this thing down with under 3 minutes. You got a little bit of momentum, and you've cut this to a single-digit deficit. Don't let Gardner take you to the rack.
8-point lead for Sheridan. Garner lost it. It'll stay here, though.
So I think Sheridan's going to look to set up patiently in their offensive set, slow things down because, a quick turnover and a bucket here for Covenant Christian. It's a whole new ballgame down 6.
Quick on the inbounds, and immediately jump ball called. It'll stay here. Possession arrow belongs to the Blackhawks.
Yeah, and you've got to know Sheridan offensively. The Covenant's going to come in. They're looking for the steal. They're looking for that tie-up. They're looking for the jump ball to get the possession back.
Deflection. Mariah Armstrong got her hands on it on the inbound. So Covenant down just 8 with under 3 minutes to go. Has a chance to make it a 2-possession game. Here's Emma Crane over to Hafner. Layup fouled.
Got to take advantage of the free throw line here. If you're Vivian Hafner, you're averaging 9 points a game.
So Hafner, a chance to make it a 2-possession game here at the Charity Stripe. It has not been pretty on free throws for Covenant Christian, and it continues to get worse. They just can't take the lid off the rim.
0 for 6 here in the second half from the free throw line. And, even if you make half of those, you're only down 5. So I think tomorrow's practice will be a lot of running up and down and converting on free throws, a team that plays back at home here against Beech Grove on Saturday night.
Hafner does go 1 for 2.
Go get the basketball.
And a turnover on the other end from Sheridan before Covenant throws it away.
Yeah,
oh, man.
We're going to have a
timeout called here by Sheridan.
Yeah, Covenant just needs to be a little bit more aggressive. Go and get the basketball. Don't worry about what's behind you. You don't need to worry about what's behind you if you go and get the basketball and get that steal. Just seen some deflections that could have went their way or some loose balls that they could have got to. But you're within 7. You need a quick stop and a bucket, or unless you're going to start playing the free throw game.
To remind you, why go anywhere else for delicious food other than Aspen Creek Grill? If you're looking for amazing fresh food and servers that genuinely care about service, you've got to try Aspen Creek Grill. If you're looking for amazing fresh food and servers that genuinely care about service, you won't be disappointed. That's 866-885-3249. So a 7-point lead for Sheridan. Just under 2.5 minutes to go here. And what has been a defensive battle. It's been sloppy. It certainly has not been pretty. Foul trouble for Kenzie Garner, who has the basketball now. They do come at her with the high double team.
Yeah, Sheridan's playing the time game now, a little keep away to get a good look
and
there.
Brielle Garner, short corner, couldn't hit.
Had a good look, just didn't hit anything. And now you got to go quick. A bucket here is huge for Covenant. It really changes the shape of this final 2 minutes.
Hafner out on the perimeter. Over to Crane. Right at the nail. Driving in, that's Hoffman. Out to Rodmaker, looking for something, and nothing underneath is available. Hafner. Crane. Jab step. Picks up her dribble. Rodemaker lost it off her foot, is able to get it back. Over a minute has ticked off here. This possession, we've got a held ball right at midcourt. It's going to stay with Covenant Christian.
Man, unfortunate here for Covenant Christian. They just let 42 seconds go off the clock without getting a good look.
And Reichardt able to come back in the game. Here she left limping a few timeouts ago, and good to see her back out there.
Yeah, let's get a screen for her and send her down towards the cup.
Looks like that's what they're trying to do before she gives it up. Reichardt again, over to Hafner. Thought about shooting. Now she does on the runner. No good. Just barely hit off the rim and went out.
I'd foul as soon as the ball's not in the hands of Gardner. I'd be fouling. You just don't have enough time.
Dribbling through defenders and just shooting. Kind of ill-advised there.
No
and
basket.
It looks like, yeah, we're going to have a timeout called by Sheridan. I'm not sure Jalen Bradshaw wanted Gardner to shoot the basketball.
I think Gardner thought she'd been hit so many times and she would just throw something up and get bailed out. Didn't happen. Now you're going to have to foul. You got 1:04 left. You're down 7. You just can't afford another 30 seconds to go off the clock, regardless of if Sheridan scores or not. So I think you double team Gardner and you make somebody else take that inbound pass and you foul immediately and you're going to have to foul multiple times here, right? There's only 3 fouls on both sides. So you're going to have to foul 3 or 4 more times. That's going to take at least 7 to 10 seconds. I'd foul immediately. And best case scenario here for Covenant is you get this basketball back with about 54 seconds to go, still only down by 7.
Covenant Christian coming into the game at 5-0 on the season. One of the best starts in school history. They have not finished the season with a winning record since the 2019-2020 season. And the Sheridan Blackhawks, who had a pretty deep run in the playoffs last year, they actually ended Covenant Christian's season back in February. It was a 47-28 win for Sheridan Blackhawks. But this Covenant Christian team has come a long way this season, and they're in a battle right now with the Blackhawks. You mentioned it. They're going to have to foul here as Cross will inbound. They immediately go for the steal on Garner, and that ball didn't cross the timeline. They do finally foul Cecilia Timmy.
Yeah, and they almost got the steal. That obviously would have been best case scenario. But a nice job there of not allowing Gardner to get the basketball, and it puts Timmy, foul Timmy. Now you got to do it again. That's only 4 fouls, so you got to foul 2 more times. Or make it 3 more times.
Under a minute to go now here at Covenant Christian High School in snowy Indianapolis, Indiana. Garner has it. They don't want to foul her, but they have to.
Yeah, I think the next 2 times you can foul her before she goes to – are we going to the free throw line here? Yeah, so that's the 5th foul of the quarter, so we're going to the line for I believe 2. New rules that I think came down last year. Once you get to 5 fouls, you get 2.
So Garner, a 67% free throw shooter. It's cash for her. on the first attempt.
Well, I said you can get the basketball back with 52 seconds to go, down 7. They're hoping to get it back here down 8.
And that's what ends up happening. As Garner misses the second free throw, Armstrong brings it up for Covenant Christian. They've got to go quickly here.
Yeah, you don't need a 3 unless you have an open look.
Reichardt, step back 3, no good. And Garner's able to corral it, snatches it down. Double teamed. She loses the ball. It's kicked by Reichardt. Falling for it is Cecilia Timmy. Rodmaker is there. What's going on?
No, is that a 10-second call? I mean, sheesh.
Looks like maybe did they give Sheridan a timeout? They had one remaining, and it looks like that's exactly what happened. So Sheridan calls a timeout, and it's 36-28 with under 30 seconds to go. Blackhawks leading. This is Indiana SRN High School Girls Basketball.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. You can volunteer today at 317-686-6239. Just barely, Timmy is able to get it across the timeline. 13 seconds, they're going to have to foul. 10 seconds, Timmy just dribbling the ball around the perimeter, and it looks like this game is going to end with a 36-28 victory for Sheridan, opting not to foul.
Yeah, I think Covenant just decided, look, we haven't been able to make things from the free throw line. Let's just get out of here, take our first loss of the season, regroup, and 28 or 48 hours from now, back on the same home court to welcome in Beech Grove.
Yeah, Covenant Christian will play Beech Grove on the 23rd, like you mentioned, and Sheridan's next game, the 26th, at Western Boone, as the Blackhawks move to 3-1 on the season. Covenant Christian loses its first game of the season. They drop to 5-1. It was a sloppy game, but Tony, Sheridan's able to get it done.
Yeah, big shout out to Ben and Justin for getting us on the air as the teams come together for a prayer here. It's too many turnovers, too many second chance opportunities. I want to see on Saturday night a Covenant Christian squad come out with a little bit more aggression, get in those passing lanes, grab those rebounds, not allow the second chance opportunities. But an 8-point game probably could have been closer if you hit your free throws towards the end. Maybe you have a 3 fall for you, but nonetheless, you take your first loss and circle back, come back out in 48 hours.
So Covenant Christian not able to avenge the loss, the season-ending loss that Sheridan gave them last February, but this Covenant Christian team playing well and with a lot of momentum. For Tony Donahue, I'm William McDermott saying so long from Indianapolis. Final score, Sheridan 36, Covenant Christian 28.